Yes, good evening, everyone. I hope you are able to hear me and you are able to watch my screen. Right. Okay. So in options management, what we'll do is obviously we have to define work shifts and timings. How the worker availability is determined. How the availability is defined. Okay. So the following figure shows how the worker availability is defined. I'm going to enter in the chat window also this URL. You can just go through it. Okay. So search for the work schedule, and work schedule is found. Availability based on work patterns, calendar events, and absences. If work schedule not found, calendar events defined for location or department. If it is available, then based on the calendar events, it will be our standard working hours. So here, the application searches for primary work schedule that were assigned to those workforce structure levels. So work schedule will be assigned at what level? Worker level will assign position, job, department, location, legal employer, and enterprise. Enterprise level will be assigning the work schedule. This is what work schedule will assign at enter. Work schedule is nothing but office timings. Simply, if we talk in our language, what is the office timings? That's called work schedule. And if there are shifts, multiple shifts are there. Is it shift 1 or shift 2 and shift timings? Are there any optional hours like lunch hours? This type of things can be defined. This type of things can be defined here. It is. Just 1 minute. Fine. So here is a Steps to create the work schedules and schedule definitions. So first, the section discuss how to create a work schedule and schedule definitions. So here we will mention that uh, page used to create the work schedule and schedule definitions. And in case if there are any shift pages, we'll go to this, okay, setup HCM and schedule configuration and shifts, image shift page here, and then we will go for off shift and the scheduled hours, starting time, ending time, task group for reporting this all, flexible shift or not. This shift details will be entered here. It is understanding the work schedules, and schedule group also can be defined here. Group of schedules here, and workday page, name of the workday page will be configured here. And this can be assigned for multiple reference data sets. As I told, all this. This seems completely new. We got a new options here. It is okay. So anyway, we'll see that here. Go to the task, manage work shifts. Here. So here it is. There will be a diagram for easy understanding. Eligibility profile already we discussed, right? Same thing. Yes. Here it is. So whenever we are going to create a work shifts here, first shift has to be created, then workday pattern, then schedule it, and any exceptions are there that will be handled here. It is. First we need to define the shift. Okay. So here we can go for create a shift. Name of the shift. So we are going to maintain HDFC, right? HDFC India work shift code and start time, duration 8 hours, category work from home or work from office, shift detail type flexible or none or punch. Is it flexible means timings can be changed or not? No, it is. If you mention the flexible, then you have to specify the details like any duration and core work or any flexibility is there. Like lunch, we will give half an hour or 1 hour. That if we say none, it's fixed. That fixed is a work shift. And after we create the work shift, then what we have to define, we have to go for next is a pattern. We have to go for define the pattern here. It is workday patterns, manage workday patterns. So create. Now it will ask you HDFC workday patterns, length of days 5 days, create, starting day, end day, fifth, and shift name of the shift, whatever shift name we have created. Just now we created, right? HDFC, that shift name we have to select. And it's from Monday to Friday we have specified. Work day is 1 to 5. Work from office, this all details. 9 we have given, obviously it takes as a 17. 8 hours is the duration we specified. Okay. So if we say Monday to Wednesday is a different pattern and Thursday to Saturday is different, then you can specify. And if you want to add additional things, can be added, save and close. So that is workday pattern we have to create. After we create a pattern, workday pattern, next we will go for schedule it. We will go for schedule this. So a shift is a period of time. A workday pattern is a collection of shifts for a specific number of days. And an exception is a record of date that overrides the availability of resource to which a schedule has been assigned. For example, a resource is assigned to a schedule that includes December 25th as working day. An exception can be created for December 25th and applied to that schedule to override resource availability for that date. Okay, so exception can also be for date time period such as 9 to 11 on December 25th, like that. Okay, so we'll go for create an exception also here. And let's go to work schedules. I think in schedules itself we can create an exception. Let me see. Create a work schedule here. And type of work schedule, duration or elapsed or time. So let's say I'm selecting duration and category, is it pager or work off, and from which date to which date you want to make this for 1 year. And what about your patterns? What about your exceptions? What about your eligibility profiles? But right now we have only patterns. We are not created, right? Exceptions we are not created. Eligibility profile we are not created. We'll create that. Eligibility profile means for which employee this particular uh, option is eligible. Pattern just now we created, right? We cancel this and see the pattern. Search for the workday pattern. HDFC workday pattern we have already created, and it has got following shift name also. And then why it's not available here? Go to manage work schedules, create. that is related to the time, whatever we have defined. Let me search, because we defined based on the time, right? Last time we selected year based on the duration, but actually our pattern is based on the time, right? And exception we have not created. I could not find what is the name of. Yeah, exception means your calendar event. So you can choose your calendar event and specify your availability and so date here. Okay, we'll create now that. We'll create, and eligibility profile is nothing but who are eligible. Last time we created, right, in options management, eligibility profile based on the derived factor or based on the length of service, right? Based on the employment category status, HDFC eligibility profile. So this schedule is applicable only for these employees, not for others. Not for others. So now calendar event we have to create. Go to the task, manage calendar event. Go to the task, manage calendar events here. Let me create the calendar event here. HDFC calendar event, and category public holiday, short code HDFC, and from which date to which date? December 25th. 9 hierarchy based on geography or based on organization, we can choose if we want to maintain. Otherwise, we can say it is for everyone. And cover is source. You want to include any sources you want to include, that can be included here. Exclude and all these options. So we created an calendar event called HDFC calendar event. 25th, we confirmed that it is a public holiday. 25th is the public holiday. Let's go to manage work schedules and search for your schedule. Schedule is nothing but a group of patterns, exceptions, and the eligibility profile. Two things we have already added. Pattern we have added, eligibility. Now we are going to attach the exception. Select calendar event, and we can see here search for our name what we have given, HDFC calendar event, right? Like that, we can go for add the exceptions. We can go for add the exceptions over here, it is, and go for click submit button. So this is how we will go for specify the work schedules. So whenever we are implementing options management module, we will go for create this, and we will mention who are eligible for this. Then how will you assign this work schedule to your employees? So we cannot say that same timings and all these exceptions are common for every employee, right? So depends on the employee you are going to assign this. So whenever we go for an employee, I think we have already employee here. Let me search, go to person management, and we have already an employee here. Go for this. We can assign work schedules either at employee level, enterprise level, like that. Different levels we can assign here. Manage work schedules. Manage work schedules here. Whatever we have created, that we need to assign. HDFC work schedule, right? We have created. Let me assign this search. I think this employee is not eligible for that. Let me check. Uh, this employee is a full-time employee, full-time regular employee. This employee assignment category is full-time regular, right? But if we check the eligibility profile, if I go to options administration, we need to check our eligibility profile. Which eligibility profile we are using? HDFC, right? If we search for eligibility profile here, and it's telling me that employment category, assignment category is only full-time, but your employee is full-time regular. That's why this particular eligibility profile is not filtering this employee, right? So now let me search. So eligibility profile is nothing but selecting the population who are eligible for your setups, right? So go to the task here, manage work schedules, and here we can go for assign our work schedule. So for this employee, you are assigning the work schedule means indirectly timings and holidays and other things you are going to assign it. What happened? No, still it's not available. Let me search for an time-based things what we have hourly only. This is not actually our schedule. This is someone other's schedule. It's not ours. Okay. Is it active? What is the status? Active payroll eligible. Fine. And I think derived factor also is there. Let me remove the derived factor. In options administration and eligibility profile, we have added derived factor also, right? Let me check eligibility profile. Otherwise, simply first we'll check without eligibility profile. Go to the task, manage work schedules. Go to the task, manage work schedules here. I'm removing this eligibility profile. It means you tell that your schedule is eligible for everyone. It's eligible for everyone. Maybe we have to see the approvals also. Don't think so we need. Yes. So that's a problem with the eligibility profile. Maybe derived factor. Let me see that. That also will check now. So, and he can say that is it primary work schedule or secondary, and save it. Once we save this, and then we can go for actions here. Review this. Submit. This. So this is how we can go for manage work schedules. Manage absence records we have done last time. Absence cases, I don't have idea. We have to check. Maybe this is for an date. It's basically for absence category, it seems. Even I don't have idea, we can leave this option. Fine. So this is how we can go for schedule. It's a standard, a very important question. When we say we have implemented absence management module to the client, definitely they will expect you, okay, how will you define the work schedules? This diagram is important. Definitely they will ask you, worker availability is determined or not. Then another one is this. First shift will be created, then workday pattern, exceptions will be added to the schedule. Then how will you assign who are eligible? So you have to create a eligibility profile. You have to create a eligibility profile. Then how will you assign, at what level it will be assigned? What level means enterprise level, employee level, right? These are the levels. You can assign to the employees different level. And you can import also. Import means maybe in the legacy system it is created, that can be imported into the applications. Okay, fine. So you can go through this in the absence management module. Whatever we have discussed, that is more than enough. Tomorrow I'll explain the payroll module. Tomorrow I'll explain how to prepare the payroll module and what are other documents you have to go through, and interview point of view, what they'll expect in the payroll module. Okay, if it is US payroll, what you have to prepare. This all I'll explain you tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow as usual 7:30. Today it's got delayed. Okay, and I hope everybody has received the credentials. Let's go for practice. Thank you. Thank you.